how to keep motivation going on. And this is something I have started. Why motivation is important. These two figures are showing us where we started the journey of ophthalmic surgery and where we are at present, from coaching to the femto and the another second. So all these things will happen. The years and years of the researchers and our seniors and the ophthalmic colleagues work, and how they can work. It is not a one day. And all the main force behind that is the motivation to keep and serve the people with better and better outcomes. And this is the power of the motivation, that from the coaching we are now at the era of femto. So motivation is very important for the postgraduate, and you have to keep it all 3 years. First of thing, there are few tips from my experiences and the other experiences for keeping motivation every time. One is the important thing. When you are looking at these slides, this part of my slide, you will find out that there is walking on a blade is very difficult. So don't distract by seeing another one that someone is having distracted by different kind of thing. Why not you become this? Stay positive and work. If anything is or any hurdle in your teaching or the training, then have be positive. You have something which can save you even from this type of bloodless walking. So one of the important thing is, as already Dr. Narayan Sethi already told, that don't rush towards the things which are not available at your institute. This is the basic reason that when you are discussing or telling with the resident, they are saying, I don't have this, I don't have that. Don't go for the things which are not available at institute, because there are many options available. You have e-learning platforms, you have another resources available. And second thing is, learn whatever the things available at your place. That is the more important, that whatever you are having, you must have to learn and go through your place. Second thing which is important in the motivation is manage your stress level. How you can manage your stress level? One thing is important that I have already mentioned, and very beautifully Namita ma'am has mentioned about the examination. But I am telling you that don't go only plan for only the examination. You have a 3-year residency, so don't make a short period or short plan. You can do, be yourself cool. You can do the things anytime in your life in the 3 years. If you are not getting, particularly residents are much worried on the surgical step, that I am not getting the surgeries in this unit or that unit. Don't worry. Even the small steps you are looking and getting during the surgeries, it will help you. And make and inform your friends. And I'm telling you one thing, that it is a long learning process. Again, the Himanshu sir at the beginning told us that whatever we learned in the pregnancy, whatever we learned in the residency, is not using most of the things at present. So make it sure that it is a long learning curve. So don't be stressed if you are not getting anything in your residency or anything. Keep your motto high, because you have to learn lot of things in future too. Third thing is, don't question your abilities. There are many ways of fishing. It is not only the one way of fishing. Similarly, don't think that this is not my cup of tea. I cannot handle the squint cases or the retina cases. No, there are different techniques, and I'm assuring you that you must, if you are going through all these, you find out that yes, something is the technique which I am suitable or I am more comfortable, and you can do better than the another thing. So always find out which technique or which thing will help you, and don't let anything to go here and there. And same is for the cases. Don't think that there are different types of cases, how I can do. Just expose yourself, whatever the different sub specialties available at your center. Don't worry that I am the master of this or that. So you have enough abilities and enormous abilities. Just explore yourself. Don't let it go. My fourth tip is, visualize yourself from the starting. That is the important tips. Like you are seeing here a bird. Once upon a time, it is in his nest, in very much protected, and now another bird who is feeding this. So she can run from here to here and travel a lot of journey. Similarly, you have to visualize yourself. Like in the first year or the entry of your residency, you may not able to do even the slit lamp examination better. But now you are doing many things much better. So there is a balance between time and the learning. So never think that I cannot do that, or you have to give time to yourself. Visualize that, yes, in the starting I am unable to do that, but after the 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years, I'm able to do that. That is a very much important, that you can evaluate yourself and compare your own journey, not with just Gaurav sir mentioned that you have to be panicked that seeing the progress or the things of the other resident. You have to fight with your own speed and your time of the learning. So be happy when you have completed a very small steps and the success from the starting. My fifth tip is there are different methods of the learning, and if anyone lost any lecture or unable to hear or their thing, don't worry, because there is always a win-win situation, that if you are going to, these are the basically the retention pyramid of the residents by the different methods of the learning pyramid. So if you missed a lecture, don't worry. If you are not reading, don't worry. There are many options available which have much more retention, even audio visual, demonstration, and teaching each other. This is, I am telling you, one of the best technique. If you are a senior resident or third year or second year, go and teach and help your juniors, whoever is the immediate junior or then, and demonstrate them, like I am doing simple things, like I am doing explanation like this. These are the mistakes I have made during my time, and this will help you in retention and keeping your study motivated, and also help another. So this I have coined the term win-win situation for both. You also retain and you can teach your residents, your students friend too. Sixth thing which is very important, that one of the important thing for the loss of motivation during the residency is your residents are not knowing the exact thing, what are the guidelines, particularly the few things which is very important, like when is your university enrollment, what is your thesis protocol and thesis submission date, or whatever you have expected. So if anyone is in the residency, you have to know what are the time limits for these things, because at the end someone told that you didn't register for the protocol and date is only 20 or 30 minutes, it will create problem for you. So to keep you motivating and cool, you have to be know what are the regulations and rules of your university and your governing council. One thing important is the bonding with your peers and sharing. When you share with each other, when you share your thought with each other, your problems, many of times when you share that I am unable to make rexis or side port or anything, then your peers and teachers can give you some small tips. These small tips are sharing, even the letting out your thoughts will provide you different kind of experience. It will transmit confidence, have faith, and transmit your own skill. So don't worry, keep trying to share the things which are available with you, which you are going to do with yourself, or which you are not going to do yourself. It doesn't matter, because when I'm telling you one thing, at the end of your residency you will carry some part of your peers in you. If your fast friend is having some different kind of technique, even not for the surgical technique, if any habit of this music or singing anything, you partly uh, take it from your own life. So whatever you are doing, just share and keep on motivating. This will help each other. You can help your friend and he or she can help you too. And eighth point, which is very much important, not only for the study, for the residency, is there is something beyond which keep you motivated. It's not like that. If I've seen many students who are topper at the first year and second year, and at the time of third year exam, they are more panic and perform much less than they expected as compared to average student which are going and having interested in each and everything. So apart from the study, whatever your hobby is, there are a lot of skills, movies, yogas, keep on doing that, because in the stress or in that, well, some motivation is there to keep and engage yourself. Don't be uh, yourself a slave of the books or anything. Even the something which is beyond your course and time will give you much more motivated as compared to the only books. And this is my last slide, a take home message. Just keep your eyes open and your feet moving. You have seen here the Siberian bird. This is the picture of Varanasi. These Siberian birds across thousands of miles just to reach the places of Ganga, and how they can come. Just they arrive here because of their motivation. Keep your eyes on your target and move your feet towards slowly and slowly. Don't let yourself to stop till you reach your distance of the ophthalmic journey. And at the end, I would like to thank the RSI Executive Committee and this wonderful quadrant team of the 4 young ophthalmologists who have invited me and started a wonderful forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was an excellent presentation, and in fact, the choice of images. I mean, even if you don't sort of connect with what was written on the slides, these images will definitely stay in our mind, and they were so apt for the tips that you were giving. They were matching exactly with what we were talking about, and as we say, visual learning, photographic memory, it stays. Dr. Gaurav sir, any comments on that? How to keep the motivation going?
So I think Deepak, you did an amazing job, and you spoke so well. But that's totally from experience, because you've been such a fantastic teacher. You've organized so many programs, and I think the message was loud and clear. And yes, motivation is the key cornerstone to everything, especially during residency when you're going through a tough time. You're kind of under stress all the time. You have to study, you have to work, you have to stay long hours in the hospital, and it can be very taxing. And however, I think if you prepare for residency by thinking that you will be there from morning 8 o'clock till evening 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at least, and then you're sure that you have to put in your best, and maybe at some places even much more than that, then it won't hurt you at all, and the motivation keeps going from the fact, even if you're not getting enough surgical work, as Dr. Namrata said, everything is not necessary that in the beginning you'll get a lot of surgical work. The motivation can come from lots of other ways, as Dr. Deepak suggested. You can gain in knowledge every day. Make sure that you're learning 5 or 10 new things. Go back home and make a list of things that you picked up for the day. That always keeps your motivation going, because you might pick up something from a patient, from something from a colleague, something from your teacher, something from your senior resident, and make sure small notes of what you picked up today. I think that's one good way of keeping your motivation going, amongst so many other ways. I'm sure other faculty here can chip in with many more things.
Yeah. Dr. Sabyasachi sir, any comments on how to keep the motivation going? I mean, you are an example of the never die attitude, with so many publications to your name, and in fact having the teaching of how to write papers. So how do you keep yourself motivated, and what would your tips be for youngsters, especially during residency, to stay motivated?
I think Deepak has really nicely covered pretty much everything. I think there is only one word, if I may, I think that's called drive. Where motivations can sometimes make you stagnate, but that drive to get to where you want to be, that is something which, in addition to motivation, can also help. So focus on, like Namrata ma'am's talk was pretty much really on that. Focus and get there. So that drive is really in addition to being motivated.
Dr. Namrata ma'am, your comments on the motivation after covering the preparation part so well.
So, Rohan, I think it was a fantastic talk by Deepak, and Deepak has always inspired the postgraduates and the young ophthalmologists. I think you have to motivate yourself. You have to be forever motivating yourself to do something new and to keep doing it again and again and to get to the target. You have to keep inspiring yourself. You have to have role models, because every time your motivation goes down or every time you think, no, it's not working, you would look at the role model and say, no, I have to reach there. So you have to have role models, and I think from the teacher's point of view, it is very important that you have to appreciate the students, because that motivates them. You have to give them recognition for whatever it is that they do, because that keeps them inspired. So small things, if you keep, and I make it a point when the students are there with me. I know sometimes they have not done that well. It doesn't matter, but if you just tell them it's fantastic, you are nearly there. So they'll come, and I mean they'll do better, because they don't want to let themselves down in your eyes. So I think from the teacher's point of view also, it is very important that we keep appreciating and keep recognizing their efforts. And from students' point of view, they have to keep motivating themselves. And driven is the most apt word, which Sabyasachi said, that you have to be driven to do whatever you are doing, by exams and by fellowships, but everything that you do. And sometimes I think that, till what age can you keep, getting inspired by other people's hard work, other people's this thing? But I think there's no age to it. Sometimes I think that I've become so old. Why do I get inspired by, so and so? Or but then there is no end to it, and you have to keep that chain should not break.
Dr. Neeraj, fresh out of fellowship and residency, what are your tips for the younger generation? You know this generation.
Thank
So
you,
what are
Rohan.
your tips?
रोहन, एक चीज हम पहले कहना चाहते हैं थोड़ा सा।
जी सर।
वो यही है कि एक शेर है, उसको याद रखिए, उस्तादों की सेवा किया करिए। फॉर ऑल द रेजिडेंट, जैसे हम नम्रता की अभी भी सेवा करते हैं।
नहीं सर।
है ना? तो एक शेर अभी हमने देखा अभी इसमें, तो वही शागिर्द फिर हो जाते हैं उस्ताद जौहर बन जाते हैं। जैसे हमने नम्रता को देखा है, डॉक्टर दादा की हमने भी बहुतों की, डॉक्टर आर एन मिश्रा की करी, महिपाल की सेवा करी, ललित की करी। तो धीरे धीरे जो है हम लोग अपने गुरुओं की सेवा करके जो है ना, शागिर्द जो है उस्ताद जौहर हो जाते हैं। और वही होते हैं जो अपने जान और दिल से खिदमत उस्ताद करते हैं। तो उस्ताद की किस्मत करते रहिए। ट्रेनिंग का सबसे बड़ा जो वो है ना, मूल मंत्र है, दैट इज हाउ टू प्लीज योर ट्रेनर. If you can please him, you will get all kinds of surgeries, you can get all kinds of papers written, and you will get some names also where you have not worked. You have done all this in Narayan Netralaya, so you have to take care of your teacher, and the teacher at the same time has to take care of the student. So that is the
wherever you are, I think you have to be inevitable for that system.
And after your institution, don't forget your teachers. Many a times I have seen that once you have completed your degree, like हमने जो है, जिसमें अभी हमारे मास्टर हैं जो नगर महापालिका में हम लोग तो पढ़े हुए थे, तो आज भी आते हैं तो हम उनके पहले पैर छूते हैं, उनका आदर करते हैं। ये नहीं कि आज हम डॉक्टर हो गए, प्रोफेसर हो गए तो उनको, तो ग्रेजुअली व्हेन यू बिकम बिग, जौहरे उस्ताद जब आप हो जाइए, तो अपने उन अध्यापकों को ना भूलिए। दैट इज, एंड व्हेन व्हाई ड्यूरिंग ट्रेनिंग फॉलो देयर गाइडलाइन। जो भी एक एक शब्द बता रहे हैं वो हम लोग भूल जाते हैं, उसमें लगता है अरे यार चाट रहे हैं गुरुजी जो है, ये करो वो करो। सो दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग यू शुड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर. So that I would
absolutely, sir. And your topic is pretty much on that cue only. That wait for your turn, patience. That's the whole mantra.
Waiting.
Yes.
No, I think, sir, that is a good mantra, patience. But I think the generation now is so driven, like Sabyasachi said, that they don't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, they want quick results and immediate results, and it's fine. That's the way it is going to be, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
Like when we had to choose our careers, it was, should we go for academics or should we go for private practice? It was, let's go for academics. And then some people at that time said that, we want to earn money and there's nothing wrong with it. So it's like that. There's nothing wrong in being impatient.
Yes, there are two fields and one can acquire any one of them. And both, like in UP, we have both the worlds.
Yeah.
So, carry on.
Yeah, Dr. Neeraj, your comments.
Firstly, thank you. I think it's a wonderful platform, and I'm a speaker, but I'm getting to learn so much. And from Namrata ma'am's talk and from Deepak sir's talk, it literally gave me goosebumps. And just want to say that as a young surgeon, fresh pass out, I think every case or every step in your surgery teaches you something every time. And like ma'am said, and like sir said, I think it's very important to have good mentors who reprimand you at the right time, but also motivate you correctly to not stop learning. So that is one thing which I want to just put little importance on, that everybody has ups and downs, but when you are at your down, you should not give up and keep yourself motivated and always try to learn and increase the bar every time. So that's one thing I have learned and I practice to date.
Staying on mentors, Dr. Naren, I remember when I had a complication once and he was scrubbing in the morning, he gave me an example of his own cases, and that really motivated, that he's a surgeon who's doing 20 cases a day, and he also had a complication, and he's not shying away from telling me just to keep me motivated. So Dr. Naren sir, your comments on motivation.
A wonderful presentation, Dr. Deepak sir. I mean, you have covered it fully. My whole thing is more important than motivation. Please do not get disheartened by complication. That is the most important thing. That is where the stop signal happens. Always look at any complication happens. Always look at as if you got an opportunity to learn. Always, it's not about surgery. It's just about life. Doesn't matter. Even if you hit a car somewhere, you had an accident, or you are facing some financial issues, whatever it is, life is just giving you an opportunity to learn. With that mindset, if you do anything, you'll be so happy. When a complication happens, fantastic. Someone wants me to learn. It's a place where I can become better. So always keep that mindset. Believe me, you will never get demotivated. You will just be going through sailing through everything very smooth.
Dr. Himanshu, sir, closing words on this topic.
Success is not a one-day affair. Small baby steps taken every single day is what will make you successful. So there'll be troughs and there'll be cones and there'll be a speed breaker and there'll be red signals. It's just part of the whole game and the whole deal. And as you know, that Paul Coelho's book, it is not the destination but the journey which was the most beautiful thing, and that's what the whole purpose is. And the moment we realize that each of these negative, every, like what Dr. Naren said, is the most wisest thing. From getting underworld threats to getting problems with money, all those were the best things in life to teach you how to proceed and how to become strong. And that is the purpose of existence anyway. Incidentally, we became ophthalmologists. But first of all, we have to become great humans. And that will show in your surgery, that will show in your lifetime approach to your friends, your colleagues, your patients. Patient wants empathy. They don't want, like we were discussing, even a patient whom you've shown empathy, who has had an end off, but if you looked after them very well, they'll never quit. You've been with their good times and their bad times. So remember that you will have your bad time, good time. Whatever happens in the family, whatever happens outside, you have to be rock solid in your approach, in your surgical. You have to cut off from everything and let nothing affect you there. That's the whole thing. And nobody else except the person in front of the mirror is your motivation.